Thank you very much for inviting me in this wonderful conference. It's truly amazing, and thank you also for inviting me to this panel. Great to be here. Well, in Greece, in the past 10, 15 years, what could go wrong has gone wrong. So Greece has been a good laboratory to test things and live under uncertainty and have to become resilient, otherwise you couldn't live. But this is still just a good excuse for, let's say, moving forward. There are some more fundamental things that have to be taken care of in order for someone to be proactive and, let's say, feel or at least wish that can solve some of the current problems. It's obviously that geopolitical tensions will remain elevated. It's obvious that Europe will need to come closer to address countries together and their needs. Inflation will definitely remain higher. The value of money will be reevaluated. We'll see serious shifts in investment in growth projects, to invest in projects that can be totally recalibrated and produce EBITDAs. But Greece can take advantage of this changing landscape in many senses, and in some senses, let's say, dare to show the way forward because of this transformational work that has to be done over the past few years. And I'll stay a little bit more on the transformational word of your logos here. How we're going to take advantage of this technological new kind of boom. How we wish to move from an immense brain drain to brain gain. We can see that by people shifting from the northern countries of Europe to come to work in Greece, not only Greece repatriating. So although money will not be as cheap as it used to be, but in a way, the companies operating in this country and in south of Europe have been trained to do so. So seeing now the potential solution of this concept is, as we live, let's say, in an era full of volatility and unusual uncertainty, as Mr. Lian said, we need to lay some new foundations for some kind of new stability. Key for prosperity and development, words that have a different meaning now. The word prosperity and development have a different meaning in these days. Nobody dares to even say them. In those uncertain and volatile times, is to feed economies with large-scale, technology-based transformational projects. We need to lay foundations for some big transformational projects. In the past history of Europe and the world, these transformational projects sometimes took generations and were never completed. That, of course, focus on improving the life and add high value to the economy. Transformational projects that affect large numbers of people and lots of communities. This is probably the way to fight volatility, to fight unusual uncertainty, to fight risk in the economies. Major role in this concept is played by high-quality institutional capital, by long money. We need, though, to compress time. The time element is truly crucial, as you just said. And the time now has very sharp limits, a start and an end, an inception of a transformational project and an execution and operation of a transformational project. These two ends lie far apart from the recent past. What's the way forward? In order to minimize time between inception, execution, and operation of those transformational projects, there are four pillars that have to be now seen from now on in a very, very unified approach. One is information technology, but based on fundamental science, a fully scientific approach. Second is financial technology, the fintech known to us. Third is operations and execution capacity. Fourth is institutional capital. These are four elements, pillars, or even different worlds, diverse and far apart. We rarely see them together. We rarely see them operating under one hood. Usually, even the experience and working capital and highly scientific capital, mental capital, involved in these four specific pillars don't even talk to each other. Imagine an investment banker and an institutional capital, let's say, partner, talking to a software developer, talking to a mathematician. This, in the whole world, is not functioning. And I believe the way forward is to bring together those four pillars in establishing large-scale transformational projects in a seamlessly integrated way. So focusing on attracting and partnering technologies, execution capacity, operations with institutional capital is the way forward for laying foundations for transformational projects. Greece has some good examples. Europe has some good examples on that sense, but it's probably a concrete and tested proposition that helps economies transform, grow in these thoroughly uncertain times, and improves liquidity also in the market. This is a little bit visionary, maybe inspirational, maybe requires more creativity, but it's a way forward. People need to see innovative public-private partnerships forming and executing projects that transform their life and see smart utilization of high-quality institutional capital. We've seen some examples. We've seen sort of complicated securitization transactions happening in Greece, winning first prizes on a European level. Nobody could even dare to think of it a few years ago. We've seen also Greece surviving, show some resilience and surviving financial crisis, consecutive COVID crisis, and now fighting the energy crisis. But also socially extremely sensitive state receivables play a very important role in Greece, because handling them in a socially efficient and sensitive way is actually the foundation for upgrading Greece's investment-grade rating. And again, using extremely complicated tech-based transformational works that has all these four elements unified together. Of course, in the end, all comes down to people. There is plenty of scientific research about it, there is plenty of HR work, but companies have to work in a very simple way, as a small Greek village or a small family. So the companies are families from now on. A family always takes care of the children. So there is a different way of thinking about people, a different way of how they work, how they live, what's their quality of life. And if this is taken care of, then we can see these four pillars truly transforming and setting up new limits in the way to lay foundations for economic growth in these, though very, very uncertain times with almost zero resilience up till now. Thank you very much.